Okay, so now let's talk about your new single, Killed Me, featuring
McLean.
Yeah. How did that come together, and tell me the concept of the song?
I've been working with McLean for about 2 years now. Kind of before I had my first ever deal actually with Warner. That's why we was actually both signed to the same record company, Atlantic. I got signed first, and then they discovered McLean via me, so he got signed to them with a deal. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I've been working with him for about 2 years now. I first heard about him. I heard a song he done called Broken online, and I was just like, nah, this song's crazy. This guy's got a real nice, soulful voice. So I had to get in contact. Somehow we got in contact. We done some tracks for my first album. He done 2 songs for me. One song called I Love You and another song called Mum. And yeah, that was on my first album, so I thought it was only right to get him on this next album. And I've been recording this next album for about 1.5 years now. And if I recall, I was in the studio one day and we was recording a record. And I remember I was feeling really stressful, really emotional, really angry on the day. And you know, I just kind of vibed out and made the song Killed Me, and then I thought, you know, this will be perfect for McLean. So I gave him a call, came in the studio, and we just vibes as normal, man, and then here we are.
Now tell me, why did you decide to leave Warner?
Yeah.
So is it
BPM Entertainment's the new label I'm signed with. I mean, you know, Warner, they done help me out quite a lot. But it was very much controlled. They controlled a lot of stuff that happened in my career, and I just felt like I wanted a bit more creativity. I wanted to be a bit more consistent. You know, with a major record label, they have this artist to think about, that artist to think about, that artist to think about. So if they're not focusing on one, they're focusing on another, and it just gets complicated. So, you know, at times I'd be wanting to release a record and they would be focusing on another artist. So I just really wanted to be keeping it consistent, man. In the last like 2 to 3 years, I've only really had about 3 singles out. Whereas if I had my own choice, I'd have about 3 singles a year, 4 singles a year, do you know what I mean? So I think that was the main thing, just less control and a bit more creativity is what I needed. So I parted from Warner Records, and now I'm currently signed to an independent label called BPM Entertainment, but it's run by quite well-known people in the music industry. So you know, they help out quite a bit, and they've given me full control in this, so it's going well.
Before we started the interview, you were telling me about, you know, the people who actually do write it. Would you like to tell?
Yeah, I mean, we got Tim Bowen, who a lot of people within the music industry should know. You know, been head of Universal International and stuff like that. And as you can see from the plaques in the offices right now, there's just a lot of experienced people in this building. So that kind of helps out quite a lot, I think. So. I
know that you and Chipmunks had a very good relationship. I mean, he's quoted as saying that you used to bring him to his house to record songs. Yeah. How do you feel about how he's doing now musically?
Yeah, he's doing really well. I mean, I worked with pretty much everyone who's doing really well at the moment, and we've all come from the same place, all recorded in my bedroom studio. I mean, me and Chip just used to vibe, you know, we used to have fun making music, and that's what music's about, just having fun. That's the kind of element that I try and keep in my music now. I just want to enjoy it, make it, and it's a blessing if it does well and makes me loads of money, but the main thing is just having fun with it and having a good time. But just to see everyone come from recording with me in the studio and to now seeing that Tiny winning Brit Awards and, you know, Chipmunk having #1, stuff like that, it's great, yeah.
It seems that you are the person who kind of like started the wave off, you know, before everyone else.
Everyone always says this, but
it you know, it does seem like you're the person who started it. Yeah. And looking at your charting figures, you've done pretty well with your 3 singles. Yeah. You know, so do you feel almost like
pressured? Yeah,
pressure. But also, do you also feel like a bit like the forgotten man? Because a lot of people, if they check the history, they'll know that Ironik was like one of the first ones to actually chart.
Yeah, I mean, that's all good. Like, and people say all the time, you know, being the first to chart and stuff, but you know, these other artists that are now charting now are artists that I've been looking up to from before I charted, you know, the Chipmunk, the Tinchy Striders. I was listening to Tinchy when I was about 15 in school, 14, you know, going home to listen to pirate radio to listen to him. So to even be in that caliber and, you know, to be mentioned alongside names like that, it's just amazing for me. You know, I've only been writing about 3 years, so as well as writing, I'm a DJ producer. I try to do it all at once, so I never really just care about one thing, and you know, just, I mean, yeah, no, I just try and keep it moving, man. I release songs and that's all I do. If it does well, then it's a blessing. I never really plan on anything charting or anything like that, so.
So tell me about the album. Is it just called Ironik?
Yeah, it's called Ironik, self-titled. Like I said, like with this album, with BPM, they've given me a lot of creativity and a lot of my own kind of options on this. So that's why I just wanted to call it Ironik, really, you know, because there's a lot of just me. I've been in the studio, locked in the studio with the producers, co-producing it, writing it and stuff like that.
So this is almost like where you are today musically, what we're going to be getting from you.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, my first album, it was really rushed. It was off the back of a #5 single, like literally, bam, I'm #5. I never expected it. We need you to do an album quickly. We need it out. So that's what I had to do very quickly. Whereas this album, it's been about 1.5 years since my last album. I've just been trying to perfect it and making sure it's 100% before I put it out. I think the second album is always important. You know, you've got to make sure it's 100%. So that's what I've been doing, and I've experienced a lot in the past 1.5 years. You know, as you can tell, my life has probably changed since obviously having a hit record. So yeah, there's a lot of just different experiences I'm explaining on the record, and definitely progression as an artist, lyrically.
So obviously you had an unfortunate incident.
Yeah.
When those type of things happen, does it actually make you question whether you want to continue music? Because obviously that's not the type of thing that you sign up for as an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I remember on the day of the incident, I was thinking like, why me? Like, I don't do nothing to anyone for them to start trouble with me. I just make music and get on with my life, you know. I just love making music. I didn't make music for me to be in these kind of situations. I don't write bad lyrics about anyone or nothing like that. So it was definitely in my mind thinking, why am I doing this if this is gonna happen to me? But at the same time, I was thinking, you know, you can't just let things just bring you down. Like, I just gotta keep it moving. That's what I'm trying to be like, think about in life. Just, you know, keep it moving and just putting the past in the back, and just keep on going with it, man.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you quickly.
Because the real thing is I do music because I love it. I don't do it for the business. I don't do it because I'm signed. You know, if I wasn't signed, I'll still be making music and putting it out for free. I don't mind doing that. So, yeah, so you know, I always thought that, but then I always thought, you know, this is what I love doing. So.
First initially signed your deal with Warner, what were the expectations that you had from that deal, and were those expectations met?
Yeah, I mean, I never really expected anything. I don't really expect things in life. You know, it just happened by blessing. I mean, I never expected to be #5 in the charts on my first single. I remember in the midweeks it was at like #25, and everyone was ringing up my phone. Oh my God, you're at #25. This was only 25, bearing in mind now. It sounds weird saying that, and everyone was really excited. And then by the end of the week, it got to #5, and I was just gobsmacked. And from that, I was just like amazed. And then obviously had my album come out, and that done really well. Then I had another top 5 single that done really well. Yeah, so I would say, you know, we had hits. We worked together with Warner, and that's really what happened. That's what you're meant to do with a label, really.
I want to ask you, as an artist, you know, everyone deep down probably want to be #1.
Yeah.
When you get into a position where you do well,
yeah.
does it kind of like change relationships with artists? You know, some people will say artists are like narcissists. You know, they like to, you know, they compete. Does, you know, the success kind of like breed envy amongst your peers?
I mean, I definitely want a #1, but I always say to myself, because every record I've released has been in the charts. I've never released a record that hasn't been in the top 40. I always say to myself, I'd rather have, you know, 20 top 40 records than one #1. You know, consistency is the main thing, and just people knowing who you are, you know, and just keeping your music out there is the main thing for me. If it goes to #1, then it's a blessing, and thank God for that. And #1 would be good, but like I said, just, you know, 20 top 40s would be fine for me. There's certain artists who are legends now and they haven't had #1, so that's cool. But definitely I get what you're saying about the competition thing, but it's never a competition for me. These are all my friends, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it and seeing everyone do so well. And like I said, like I've been listening to most of these guys from when I was a DJ, so just to be up there with them is fine itself.